Part 3 of the drive into work, April 11th, 2023, Tuesday. I ran out of content before I started the first video, so this is the third video. Nothing to see here. I would run away screaming if I were you. This hill seems higher than normal. I was talking before with these two channels, like the storage issues that other YouTubers must contend with, because they make these videos, like a lot of them on a daily basis are putting out content, but they also do B-roll and all this stuff, and the storage must be a nightmare. Like initially I was taking these videos home, downloading them to the PC in an effort to have them, so in case I wanted to edit them with something more robust than the YouTube, the built-in YouTube editor, which is very limited in features. I would have the ability to do that. Plus, they're my videos, whether they're crappy or not. Like, you have the sense of I want to have it. I want to have my copy, have access to it, and that's just not feasible to keep up. Like if you're doing a couple of hours of video a day, I just don't see how you could possibly keep local copies. I mean, I haven't deleted any off of my phone other than the ones that I transferred to the PC, but at some point I will just start deleting videos once my phone starts to get full. I'm impressed with this phone. I don't know what I have, an iPhone 12, whatever the latest one that's out right now. My wife has that. I have the year before, the 12 Plus Pro, or whatever the heck it's called. 13 Plus Pro. I don't know which one it is. It's weird that they don't put it anywhere on the outside of the phone. You have to go into the settings to figure out what phone you have. Ow. Everything hurts. But anyway, I like this phone. The battery life has been pretty awesome so far. Having the terabyte of storage is really nice. Like, for instance, I can keep making these recordings and I don't really have to clear the phone. I was mentioning earlier about the afternoon on the other channel, the short little videos I made about ducks, but I don't know if I fully explained. Like, so I showed where they were and I explained what we're going to do, but what I'm probably going to do is I don't know if we'll do it in stages. It'll probably just be a one-day thing, but my intention is to record the erecting of the second duck run, and what we're doing and why, and so we have content other than me driving back and forth to work. It's I found it difficult. YouTubers that hold the phone and just trying to show the duck coop yesterday while holding my phone was extremely difficult. It was it's like, it turns out you use both hands a lot for stuff. So when you've got one hand tied up with a phone and you're dealing with multiple moving parts, like a table that's leaning against the duck coop while you're trying to open it, it's fairly difficult. I still haven't gotten a holder for my phone. So you're still seeing me in this weird horizontal format. I'm torn. Like, there's very little, almost no content. I'm torn as to whether or not I should post these or not. The upside to making these videos is I don't have to listen to the radio. I don't mind listening to the radio, but the news lately, just I don't know. I don't know if it's changed over time, but it seems to be more and more aggravating. Just nothing but bad news, and it just seems like every story is custom designed to get people into two factions warring with each other. Ah, geez, rocks everywhere. I could listen to music. While I'm recording, though, because I'm pretty sure you get copyright strikes and things like that if you're using music or whatever. I don't know if that works so much for news radio or anything like that, but just to be on the safe side, I don't play any of that in the background. Could use an app. I'll give one example of a story that, like, I'm sure I'm the bad guy in this, but whatever. There's a new story out that, like, 2 + 2 = 4 is apparently racist, and I just like, obviously that headline just immediately turns me off. And then, like, when you listen for the deeper meanings, like, obviously I'm misinterpreting what they're saying. Let's listen further. And of course you listen further to the news story, and it makes you mad. So I'm probably the bad person here, but and maybe I'm just misinterpreting what they're trying to say, but I don't know how. It's right out of is it Animal Farm or 1984? I guess it bothers me too, because that's I always liked that joke. 2 + 2 = 5 for extremely high values of 2. And you can actually make Excel do that. You can, if you type like, you set your 3 columns up, and you set the properties of the cells to number and 0 decimal places. So you just set up the cell, the numbers, like you put a 2, you put a 2.3 here, you put a 2.3 here, and then in the last cell, you know, it equals this cell plus this cell. Since you have them set to 0 decimal places, you see 2's in the 2 cells, and then 2.3 plus 2.3 is 4.6. 4.6 gets rounded up to 5, so Excel will tell you that 2 plus 2 equals 5. I am driving directly towards the sun. It already put me in a bad mood. Like even just talking about a simple news story. Like I don't like listening to the news anymore. It all just makes me angry. What is going on with my GPS? It is just hopping all over the place. I am still cold. I gotta turn this up higher. I may not be well. Which is unfortunate, because I've already used up all of my sick time. I explained that before. They changed the PTO rules at work. I lost a week of sick time, and unfortunately when I get sick, I don't get sick for a day. It's usually a couple or 3 days, so I got sick twice this year, and I already burned through all my sick time. But I still have vacation and personal days, which I have not tapped into yet. I think I will soon. The wife says we're probably not going to do an actual vacation this year because she's involved in a lot of projects. But I could use a couple of weeks off, like a week to get a bunch of projects done, and then possibly a week to just putz around. But if I do that, I really want to have a plan, not just finish the drywall in the party room and want to lay it out, like what exactly am I going to do, what days. I like to overanalyze things and overplan. I was explaining in another video the same way I attack. Like I'd never made split pea soup before. I had split pea soup before, and it's very tasty. So when I went to make split pea soup, it took me a couple of days to work up the gumption to do it. Kept going through the process in my head, reading the recipes, like visualize making soup. Same thing I want to do if I'm going to want to knock out a bunch of projects. I don't want to be disappointed with myself and not have gotten done as much as I want to get done. So I like to have a very thorough, well thought out plan with timelines, so that I accomplish at least what I set out to accomplish, if not more. I'd like to redo part of the I probably won't do this because it's not necessary. But I keep making the same mistake when I'm spackling drywall. The seams between the drywall, I always do a bad job there. Like, I'm always afraid that I'm building it up too much, but the edges of drywall taper in. My problem is that I'm not using a wide enough applicator for this stuff, so like it's actually below the level of the wall, but it looks like it's bubbled out because I'm afraid of like keep tapering it out. But it turns out that I'm not putting enough spackle in there, and I'm not using a wide enough spackling knife. So I've got this one area right next to my desk that goes down the wall that just looks terrible. It's like I thought I had smoothed it out pretty well, but after I painted, it's clear that it was very, very, very bad seam, and bothers me. Now it's too warm. Gosh darn it! I can't get comfortable. Anyway, I'm thinking about taking a couple weeks off very soon. Just have to find a time that makes sense. Make sure before I take my time off, I have my chore board lined up. I'm really regretting not getting that coffee. Probably it would make sense to line it up with the opening of the pool. It doesn't take a day. It takes a couple hours to open the pool, but there's like, sucking the water off the tarp, and I have not re-glue. When I made the, do I have time? Yeah. When I made the, a couple years ago, the filter that existed broke. It was I don't know if it was commercial or someone made it. It was very clever though. It was like it's just a big PVC contraption connected to a pump with 6 filters in these chambers that you would open it up, pull the things out. I replaced that one summer. I don't know what happened. Somehow water got left in it, and it broke. It broke pretty significantly. So we went out and we bought a new giant. It looks like a giant black egg, but it's just a big water container, and it's got 4 giant cartridges in it for filtering the water. The same time that broke, we also discovered that the pool was leaking. Like the jet that blows the water back into the pool. We've got the skimmers up top, and underneath there's these jets that blow the water into the pool. One of them, like the one, never worked since we lived there. It's been capped off or collapsed or broken, who knows what. But the other one, we found out we were losing an inch of water a day in the pool, and it was pretty easy to figure out that that's where we were losing it, because you put dye in the water and the dye would go right into that hole. So we capped that, and we ran above ground piping. We'll eventually fix it. Like whenever we redo the pool, it's overdue for like a replaster and stuff like that, but eventually I'll do the whole area. But it's going to be an expensive undertaking, so I'm putting it off as long as possible. So in the meantime, I've repiped it above ground along the fence to the far side of the pool, so the water comes out through the skimmers into the big filter thing, and then I pump it back out through PVC along the fence this way, and then it turns 90-degree angle, and then it turns again and dumps back into the pool. It's pretty innocuous. Like it's hidden pretty well, so it's not this big ugly thing of pipe. But anyway, it's all PVC glued together except for one section. Somehow I missed a spot in the middle, and it stays together pretty well. Like it was leaking once, and I just jammed it back together, and it worked fine. But this summer when I open up the pool. I will have to re-glue. I will have to glue that section because I never glued it initially. I don't know how I missed that one little section, but I did. Oh, that's weird. It's not him, but the guy in front of me, I'm seeing his face and his mirror, and he looks a lot like my subscriber. Which wouldn't be unusual. I know he lives in. He's a friend of mine, so I know he lives in Philadelphia. I know exactly where he lives. So we're not actually that far from where he lives, but that's definitely not his car. I'm driving up next to him now. I'm gonna look real creepy, like just stare at him. Oh my God, it looks just like him. It's definitely not him, but it's the same face structure and everything. Actually, I'll have to ask him. Maybe that is him. Why would he be on the road this early? Oh, I can actually check. I haven't. I'll explain that later. No, I won't. I'm actually cutting it a little close today. I thought I was making good time. Oh, crap. We're up over the 22-minute mark. Have a wonderful day.